Hello there, amazing viewers and subscribers, and welcome to my review on The Devil's Chord, aka episode 2 from season 14. I have to be honest with you, I actually quite enjoyed this episode more than the Space Babies. I don't know what it is. I mean, I quite enjoyed the Space Babies, as I did give it a -10, but The Devil's Chord, my god, this is an actual good episode. I actually quite enjoyed it. Now, you probably were looking at me like, am I mad? Because it wasn't that great. Because I have seen people say, oh, it's not great, I weren't too happy with the episode, you know. But for me, to get my retrospect and my opinion out on it, I actually quite enjoyed it. I mean, I actually enjoyed it. Now, I intend to enjoy some episodes that other people don't. And that means looking at some stories like The Invasion of Time, or The Two Doctors, or Time Lash, or Revelation of the Daleks, you know, or basically anything from season 24. Not many people do enjoy episodes like I do. I mean, there's episodes I fully enjoy where some people go to me, oh, but I hate that episode. Or there's episodes they enjoy. And that's basically 99% of some of the stuff from the revival era. And I'm there thinking, it's a good episode, but I wouldn't say it's one of the best episodes. But this one, to me, I actually quite enjoyed it. I mean, I absolutely really did enjoy The Devil's Chord, and I'm going to talk about why that is. So, I actually like the guest star, Jinx Manzul, aka the drag queen. They have got a fantastic performance as, of course, the villain of the story. Now, if you don't know, if you haven't seen the episode, I would suggest go and turn off this video now and come back after you've watched the episode, because it does contain spoilers. As River Song would say, spoilers, you know. So, Jinx Monsoon's character is actually the child of the toy maker. So, the toy maker got a little bit funky and had a bit of a child. And, of course, he, from basically what Jinx Monsoon's character says, aka Maestro, he wasn't really a good parent. Well, if your parent is going to be the toy maker, of course. I mean, we saw him play the game with the first Doctor. And, of course, the first Doctor defeated him. Then, of course, we saw him play a game with the 14th Doctor. And that led to the 14th Doctor's kind of regeneration. And, of course, we end up meeting him with the 15th Doctor. And, of course, the 15th and 14th Doctor defeated them both together. So, yeah, this one, it does have the stakes really high for the Doctor. Because the Doctor does have that panic. And I'll talk a bit about that a bit later on. So, talking about the actual episode. Now, we actually have a son of a... Right, I'm trying to explain this properly. So the actor we see at the beginning teaching how to play the piano to this really young child is actually the son of a Doctor Who composer who did music for quite a few 1980s Doctor Who stories. And I will basically put in the picture up, as you can see, because he does because he did a composer for most of Doctor Who from the classic series his father did. So, of course, when Jinx Monsoon's character literally comes out of the piano, I actually find that a bit creepy, where literally just comes out of the piano and she goes, "You called?" I really like the way how they kind of have that little dynamic, and they're just there talking, and basically she starts playing the piano and music come out of his heart and she eats it. And he's there dead, and you can tell he's dead because his leg is literally doing the twitch. I like the kind of fourth wall break where she literally just looks and plays the piano and literally goes straight into the Doctor Who titles. And then, of course, on the title, you've got the Doctor and Ruby asking the Doctor, oh, can you take me to go and see the Beatles? Now, some point has really changed, because there's something about this episode I actually do quite enjoy, because it is the second time Doctor Who generally did this. And the first time they did this was back in season 13, and I'll talk a bit more about that a bit later on. So, they go to see the Beatles, and everything's really, really dull. The music's not quite there. And, of course, the Doctor and Ruby are very puzzled to what's going on. So the Doctor gets Ruby to play a piano on top of the roof, and as she's playing her own kind of theme. So Maury Gold creates the theme tunes for each character. And, of course, Ruby's cat theme is what basically Millie Gibson plays on the piano. And then, of course, Jinx Monsoon's character, Maestro, appears out of it. And, of course, the Doctor runs away, because as soon as she opens up the actual cabinet, you hear the giggle from, as we all know, Soti Sue, not Soti Sue, the puppet from the giggle. And of course that brings the Doctor back into terror, and of course he runs away. And then of course Ruby says to the Doctor, but you never run away. And I'm there thinking, how do you know? You've only not long met him. And then of course, when the Doctor takes Ruby into the future, and basically into an ultimate planet, in an ultimate future force planet. And of course we got London in ruins, a bit like in Pyramids Moth when Sarah Jane asks the Fourth Doctor, come on, take me back to 1980. I can't take you there back, Sarah. If I do, Sutek escapes, that's it. Your universe will be destroyed. Everything that you know it was. Oh, of course, the Doctor takes Sarah Jane then to 1980, opens the TARDIS doors, and of course there is the Earth in ruins because of Sutek escaping. So this is a bit like that. So of course, when they're literally there in the future, Maestro ends up basically confronting the Doctor and Ruby. But I do like some of the expressions in this episode because there are callbacks and mentions to other Doctor Who related items in the episode. So of course they have to go back to 1963 to defeat Maestro. And of course, doing that, the Doctor has to find the key to send her into a banished universe, like he did with the Toymaker when he banished the Toymaker, and it is Depth in Salt, as we do find out later on in the episode. So this episode is actually pretty cool. I actually do quite enjoy it. And Maestro is defeated, but it does lead into a kind of musical, which I wasn't really expecting. I know we were going to get a musical, but I wasn't really expecting a musical right at the end of the episode. So, yeah, it's okay. Kind of good. I like Millie Gibson and, of course, Ncuti Gatwa because their chemistry is just really good as the Doctor and Ruby. So, talking about basically the mentions we have, because in this episode we have quite a few cameo appearances, we have a few basically connections and of course mentions. So really for this episode we have people making cameo appearances like Murray Gold as he's there playing the piano. We have June Gunderson, who basically created the outfit for Tom Baker's costume in season 18, the whole burgundy outfit. So we do have her. We've got a son of the father who composed music for classic Doctor Who, and we've got somebody who did music for basically Keeper Traken, Fort of Doomsday, Time Flight, Arc of Infinity, I think Snake Dance, and of course Caves of Androzani, and I think he did Revelation of the Daleks as well. So yeah, we got those kind of cameos, and of course we have mentions to like Susan gets a name drop, and of course not just Susan, we have 76 Trotter's Lane, basically bringing that connection back into the very first episode, aka the Unearthly Child, because they are in the same time period where really the Doctor doesn't leave Earth until November 1963, and then of course they're in February 1963. So it turns out the first Doctor has been on Earth for quite a while, if he's been in basically before in the February and before they go to the November. So really it is quite interesting to hear that the first Doctor kind of lived a normal life on Earth before Ian and Barbara found their way into the TARDIS for season 1 of Doctor Who, which is quite cool. So we have a name drop to Susan, and of course Ruby's basically action to it is, it's really great, where she goes, "You got a granddaughter?" "Yeah, somewhere. I mean, there was a Genesis in the Time Lords. I don't know if she's dead or if she's alive or whatever." So I like to try and think Susan's still alive. I really do like to think that. So this episode, yeah, it's great. Honestly great. So basically, how do I rate it? Well, it is a 10 out of 10. It's a 10 out of 10. I actually quite enjoyed this one. It's actually on the same level as The Church on Ruby Road, because I actually quite enjoyed Church on Ruby Road. And that one's a 10 out of 10. So far, out of the 3 episodes for Ncuti's Doctor, this is a 10 out of 10. So only one episode has reached 7 out of 10. I mean, none of them's made it into 5 out of 10 or below the 5 out of 10, which is actually quite good so far. I actually did quite enjoy this episode, and to give it a big, massive A+, or triple A, I'm going to call it, let's just give it a triple A, because it's actually quite good, it's brilliant, it's amazing. If you haven't seen The Devil's Chords, go and check it out, see what you think of it. Please do like, subscribe and share, and join me for more awesome Doctor Who content.